Alright, now it's time for part 2 of monohybrid versus dihybrid. Now we're going to do a dihybrid cross. Remember, di means two, so we'll be looking at two different traits. So today's question is, suppose that black hair is dominant over blonde hair and brown eyes are dominant over blue eyes. The father and mother both have black hair, which is heterozygous, and brown eyes, also heterozygous. The three questions we will answer is what percent of the offspring will be totally heterozygous, what is the phenotypic ratio, and what percent of the offspring will have blonde hair and blue eyes. The first thing that we need to do is we need to figure out what our genotype is going to be. So genotypes are the actual genes, therefore the letters. Okay, a phenotype is something you can observe. We can observe that they have black hair. Alright, luckily for us, mom and dad are both heterozygous. So we will have the genotype of capital B, lowercase b, capital E, lowercase e for both of them. Okay, the way to set up the Punnett squares, first we have to figure out how many boxes we're going to need. So let's look. We have 1 allele, 2 allele, 3 allele, and 4. So we have 4 alleles times 4 alleles. Therefore, we're going to have 16 boxes. So okay, so now we have to figure out how do we set up the box. So the way that we taught you in class is to use FOIL, just like you used in math. First, outside, inside, last. So we need the first of each letter. Big B, big E. Then we need the outside of each letter. Big B, little e. Then we need the inside of each letter. Big B, or little b, sorry, and big E. And then we need the last of each letter, which is little b, little e. Luckily for us, the genotypes are the same, so we can just take and copy this onto the side. Alright, now the fun part, filling it in. So what we're going to do to fill it in is we're just going to take the letters and bring them into the boxes. I always do the capital letters first, but keep the same letters together in alphabetical order. So we're going to keep the B's together and the E's together. Capital B's will go first, capital E's will go before little e's. So ta-da! Alright, so now let's answer our questions. What percent of the offspring will be totally heterozygous? So we are looking for something that has a capital B, lowercase b, capital E, lowercase e, just like our parents' genotype. So let's look. All right, so we will have 4 out of 16, which simplifies to 1/4. So we will have 25% that are heterozygous. All right, now it wants to know what the phenotypic ratio is going to be. Phenotypic is the things that we can observe, so what we can see. So we can see that they have black hair and brown eyes. So the next thing we'll be looking for is blonde hair, brown eyes. So we need to have little b's and big E's. Then we'll do black hair and blue eyes. Which will have a capital B and then lowercase e's. And then we're going to look for the recessive trait of blonde hair, blue eyes. And we have one. So our phenotypic ratio would be 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. The last question is, what percent of the offspring will have blonde hair and blue eyes? Well, we have 1 out of 16 boxes, so we'll just do it in a fraction, which is 1/16. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to do dihybrid crosses. Yes, they can be difficult, but they can also be a lot of fun. If you work at it, you'll get it down. Have a good day.